Welcome to SVG-TV News for Monday, October 2nd, 2023. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Former Assistant Commissioner of Police Enville Williams has been appointed new Acting Commissioner of Police. Williams started in his new position on Sunday, October 1st, 2023. The position for a new Commissioner of Police was left vacant after early retirement was sought and granted to Commissioner Colin John, who spent his last day on the job on Friday, September 29, 2023. The appointment of Williams to act in the position as Commissioner was confirmed on radio on Sunday by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, who is responsible for the Ministry of National Security. Prime Minister Gonsalves said the appointment of Williams was made on Friday, September 29th under Section 85 of the Constitution of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and took effect on Sunday, October 1st, 2023.
Okay. That would be the first public appearance that he and I would be making together since he became acting commissioner at midnight. But just after midnight last night, today is his first day. And I want to congratulate him on his appointment. I had a meeting last Thursday with Colin John, who was the then commissioner, and the three assistant commissioners and the deputy commissioner. On the way forward, and then I'm having on Thursday this week a meeting with the leadership of the police force, the management, the entire team. I had a breakfast meeting yesterday with the new acting commissioner. Went through a number of issues.
The Prime Minister said the position of Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police and Head of the Crime Department will be filled by Superintendent Trevor Bailey.
Similarly, on Acting Assistant Commissioner of Police, Bailey, popularly known as Buju, who has been named to head the crime division. That's what I've been advised by the new commissioner. I want to congratulate him also. He was superintendent. I'm sure that there will be other changes administratively that the commissioner may make. So I've had the conversations with ECP Bailey, including how the investigation is proceeding with this awful killing of a very gentle and loving human being, Mr. McIntosh.
And on Thursday, September 28, 2023, Commissioner of Police Colin John participated in his final Commissioner's Parade and lecture at the Old Montrose Parade Ground. The parade was under the command of the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Frankie Joseph, and was attended by officers of all ranks of the RSVG Police Force, including the Gazetted Officers Corps. As the Commissioner inspected the officers on parade, he shook the hand of every police and thanked them for their support and service to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Following the parade, Commissioner John addressed the officers at the Old Montrose Lecture Hall and thanked the gathering for their support during his tenure and encouraged them to give that support and more to his successor whenever that person was appointed. He posited that except for a few bad eggs, the RSVG Police Force is a good force with some of the most hardworking and dedicated officers he has ever encountered. He took the time to congratulate all of the officers who were recently promoted and expressed comfort to those who were not. Commissioner John is a barrister and solicitor by profession. He obtained his law degree from Holborn College in the United Kingdom. He was called to the Bar of England and Wales on July 22, 2010, and then to the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court Bar in October of that same year. He was later appointed as Assistant Director of Public Prosecutions in the Office of the Director of of Public Prosecutions on August 1st, 2016. He was appointed as Deputy Commissioner of Police, then to Acting Commissioner of Police in 2017. He was confirmed in the rank of Commissioner of Police on December 31st, 2018. He was the first Vincentian Commissioner of Police to be elected as President of the Association of Caribbean Commissioners of Police in 2019. He was re-elected to that position in 2021. Commissioner John has served for over 35 years as a police officer. The gazetted officers and rank and file members of the RSVG police force thank him for his service to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and extend best wishes and success in his future undertakings as he retires from the organization. Cultural Officer and panelist Rodney Small has been appointed as the new director of the National Commission on Crime Prevention. This was another announcement made by Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves on radio on Sunday, noting that the former director has reached retirement age.
The crime prevention, the National Commission on Crime Prevention, Rodney Small has been appointed as the director. I don't know if you're aware of that. All these things are falling in place. And I thank all those who have served, who have done very well in helping to keep us safe. Nicola Evans was at the National Commission on Crime Prevention. She's reached retirement age, and I've had conversations with her since she has left, and she's still very interested in assisting. There's also a new deputy director, very experienced person who is working in the area of adults and community education.
Prime Minister Gonsalves also announced that as of Sunday, October 1st, 2023, there is a new acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of National Security, as a former PS has also reached retirement age.
To point out to national security, as of today, we also have a new acting permanent secretary. Permanent Secretary Ned has reached retirement age, and he is naturally to the Met Office, and Luan Thomas, who was the head of the training division at the CPO's office, has been appointed by the Public Service Commission as the acting permanent secretary in the Ministry of National Security. So we see many important changes.
And the police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the shooting incident that has resulted in the death of Charles McIntosh, a 74-year-old supervisor of Ardersville, which occurred on Friday, September 29, 2023, at about 10:40 p.m. at Ardersville. The police say preliminary information revealed that the deceased was the supervisor at Sol gas station in Ardersville. After the gas station was closed, he was walking along the Ardersville public road towards his home, which is close by. On reaching his driveway, an unknown assailant exited from a car and shot him about his body. McIntosh was pronounced dead at the scene by the district medical officer. The crime scene unit of the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force responded and processed the crime scene. A post-mortem examination is expected to be carried out on the deceased to ascertain the exact cause of death. Anyone with information that can assist with the investigation is encouraged to contact the police, who say all information received will be treated confidentially. And the police have launched an investigation into the circumstances surrounding the death of Marvin Samuel, said to be in his 60s, of Spring Village. Samuel's lifeless body was discovered at the Leeward bus terminal today at about 11:45 p.m. The police say the crime scene unit processed the scene and no foul play is suspected at this time. A post-mortem examination will also be carried out on the body to ascertain the exact cause of death. Anyone with information that can assist with the investigation is asked to contact the head of the Criminal Investigations Department, CID, or any police station or police officer you are comfortable with. The police say all information will be dealt with confidentially. And on Friday, September 29, 2023, the police arrested and charged Julius Dublin, a 79-year-old farmer of Fitzhugh, with causing the death of Cosmo Lewis, 74 years, Mason, formerly of Chateaubelair. According to the police, on Saturday, June 30th, 2022, about 5:10 p.m., the defendant drove motor vehicle T5778 in a dangerous manner along the Chateaubelair Public Road and struck Lewis. He died on July the 4th, 2022. The accused appeared at the Kingston Magistrate Court on Friday, September 29th for an arraignment. He was not called upon to plead to the indictable charge. He was granted bail in the sum of $20,000 with one surety. The matter was adjourned and transferred to the Serious Offences Court for a hearing today, Monday, October 2nd, 2023. In other local news now, we hear that the second phase of the Enhancing Public Safety with the Intelligence Video Analytics Project was launched there on Friday. The project is being spearheaded by the government of SVG in the Republic of China on Taiwan through the Information Technology Services Division, the ITSD. Applauding the continued collaborative effort between the government of SVG and the Republic of China on Taiwan for the various development projects and initiatives being undertaken across the country, including the Intelligence Video Analytics Project. Director of the ITSD, Colin Brown, said the second phase will see the addition of 160 cameras along with 30 body cameras distributed at 29 locations across St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Included among these 29 locations are the Grenadine Islands of Union and Beckway that were not covered as part of the Phase 1 project. This would see the sum total of cameras deployed across St. Vincent and the Grenadines under both phases of the project to 360, along with 30 body cameras. That by no understatement, that's an extraordinary achievement by any standard for a small island developing nation. Once the project is completed, ITSD will be charged with the overall maintenance of the CCTV system. This includes the maintenance of the cameras on a day-to-day ongoing basis, the maintenance of the network infrastructure that provides connectivity to the cameras, and the back-end server management of the overall system, all of which will ensure the optimal functionality of the CCTV system and proper image quality. Now, I just want to add here that this is no small undertaking, but the management and staff of ITSD is up for the task.
Brown noted that over the years, the working relationship between members of the RSVG police force, members of the RSC assigned to the project, and the staff at the ITSD has been excellent, and he is confident they will continue this good working relationship as they implement Phase 2 of the project and ensure its overall success. Assistant Commissioner of Police Christopher Benjamin said the RSVG police force appreciates and welcomes the initiative of the CCTV cameras and the body cameras.
It is a useful tool in our crime-fighting armory. The heightening awareness of some benefit of CCTV that I will outline here, and they are not limited to: crime prevention, reducing costs where security is concerned, deterrent from vandalism, handling dispute, because there are times when we've been called upon to provide footages for some incident, and for statistical information, you can always touch base with Inspector Rodney, who can provide that through our IT department, who have that responsibility of recovering data. We have statistical data, as I mentioned, and it is a clear indication of the usage. There are some technical adjustment and modification that needed to improve what we have established. The platform and framework is there for the necessary development. That's what's coming on stage now, and we welcome this initiative because Security is a very, very expensive venture, and we need to partner with other stakeholders so that we can realize this initiative. The friendship and working relationship with both countries are phenomenal. We have a very good working relationship.
And Taiwan's ambassador to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Her Excellency Fiona Fan, said her government is pleased to be associated with the project.
Moreover, in our pursuit of modernizing surveillance systems, we are dedicated to implementing cutting-edge technologies that not only enhance security, but also prioritize energy efficiency, aligning with our commitment to environmental sustainability and the responsible use of resources. Additionally, we'll provide information courses, including cybersecurity, with experts like Mr. Lei Ta-chi to elevate SVG's expertise, contributing to the overall enhancement of our social security infrastructure. Our commitment is to promote modernization and sustainable development in St. Vincent and the Grenadines through technology and knowledge exchange, educational collaborations, and the strengthening of our social security system.
In more local news now, we hear that following presentations from 18 schools at 4 preliminaries held at the French's House from September 26 to September 29, 2023, the judges have selected the 6 finalists to represent their respective schools in the Lions Club South Flow National Secondary Schools Public Speaking Competition. The finalists are Janelle Stowe of the St. Vincent Girls High School, Christian Joseph of the St. Vincent Grammar School, Kevisha Richardson of the St. Joseph Convent, Kingston, Soren Phillips of the Thomas Saunders Secondary, Rihanna Ross of the Mountain View Adventist Academy, and Lisa Robinson of the Adelphi Secondary School. The finals will take place on Tuesday, October 24, 2023, commencing at 7 p.m. at the Methodist Church Hall in Kingstown. The students will speak on the topic, unless criminals' proximity to power is reduced, their ill-gotten gains confiscated, and a culture of lawlessness fostered, the level of crime will remain at unacceptable levels. This year's competition is sponsored by telecommunications provider Flow. The finalists will be vying for the Lion Michael De Freitas Challenge Trophy. The National Parks, Rivers and Beaches Authority is observing this month as National Parks Authority Awareness Month. This year's celebration is being held under the recurring theme, Conserving Nature, Sustaining Lives. Communication and Public Education Officer of the authority, Tony Barrow, says the environment is very important to living and livelihood. However, it has been noted over the years that the environment is at a critical stage due to excessive pollution. Barrow is speaking on NBC's Radio Face-to-Face program today in regards to the National Parks Authority Awareness Month of activities.
I go around and I speak a lot about conserving, but we see so much pollution, we see deforestation, we see all these things, and we want persons to understand that the environment provides everything that we need. So it's important for us to conserve, protect, and to maintain, these environment, these ecosystems, so that we can get the benefit that we need to survive. And without conserving our environment, we cannot continue to survive.
Brown said the month-long activities are aimed at cultivating a sense of pride in SVG's natural, cultural, and historical treasures among the nation's people.
Activity today is a tree planting exercise at the Black Point Historic and Recreational Park. That's where we're going to have our tree planting exercise. And, obviously, we're celebrating national parks, so we choose one of our historic sites to have our tree planting exercise. And then on Wednesday, we have, obviously, with national parks and with my program, we have an environmental education program, right? So there's always an educational aspect of our month of activities. So we're going to have, you're going to be visiting the Owea Government School, and we're going to have environmental awareness talk with them. And we're going to have 3 of that throughout the month of October. So the second environmental or school talk, as the poster said, is on the 9th. We're going to be visiting the Central Leeward Secondary School, and on the 11th, we're going to be visiting the Camden Park Technical Institute. And we're just going to be talking, sharing about who we are, what we do, but most importantly, why it is important to protect and conserve our environments. Following that, we're going to have a virtual roundtable talk, and that will be live on Facebook, so everybody can join.
NBC usually carry those roundtable talks as well. So.
Yes, and we're going to be talking about the future of conservation, engaging the next generation of environmental champions.
Borough used the opportunity to encourage Vincentians and visitors to take advantage of a free entrance day to all National Parks Authority sites on October 29th.
And just remember our poster competition. And for the month of October, as we celebrate our independence, celebrate our natural treasures, celebrate nature, explore, get outside, enjoy. And I just want persons to remember that our environment and the conservation of our environment, our natural and cultural heritage, and all of these resources depend on how we appreciate them, depend on how we treat them. And once we conserve our environment, we're going to be able to sustain our life, not just us, but for the future, the generation to come. We want them to enjoy what we have enjoyed for so many years. So it all depends on how we treat it. So celebrate independence by celebrating our parks and our recreation sites and the environment that God has given us.
A tree planting exercise at the Black Point Recreational Park in Georgetown also formed part of the opening activities today for National Parks Authority Awareness Month 2023. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Port Authority will host a national symposium tomorrow, Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023, at the NIS Conference Room. A news release from the Port Authority says the primary objective of the symposium is to share information and facilitate discussions regarding the ongoing transformations taking place within the cruise and shipping industries. These changes include the decarbonization of the maritime space, the digitization of the industry, and the cybersecurity implications as digitization is being adopted. Participants will also be afforded a chance to be updated on the port modernization project and on strategies for maintaining sustainable growth within the cruise industry. Minister responsible for urban development, local government and seaports, Minerva Brown, chairman of the SVG Port Authority, Curlian Russell, and Chief Executive Officer Carl James are expected to deliver remarks at the symposium tomorrow. The panel includes Deputy Project Coordinator of the Port Modernization Project, Lenski Douglas, who will speak on the new port development, Nelson Masharo of the International Chamber of Shipping, who will speak on the decarbonization, Romel Edwards of Barbados Port Inc., and Max Bobbies of Hudson Analytics, who will speak on the digitization and cybersecurity, and Robert Bossman of the Boslaskis, who will speak on cruise development. The symposium will be held from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow.